Sustainable development was defined in 1987 as the ability to meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. Sustainable materials are one facet of sustainable development. These are materials that are designed and manufactured in a way that minimizes their effect on the environment, people, and societies. These materials are designed to have longer lifespans, reduce the carbon footprint associated with their manufacturing, or be easily recycled, repurposed, or reused at the end of their life cycle. Sustainable materials span a wide range of industries like construction, textiles and fashion, packaging, electronics, and the food and beverage industry. Professional engineers play pivotal roles in the development of sustainable materials by performing life cycle and cost-benefit analyses, material testing and quality control, and identifying ways to improve energy efficiency and reduce waste. The Industrial Revolution drove a surge in the consumption of natural resources. A greater awareness of human effects on the environment and resource depletion came in the mid-1900s. By the 1990s, programs like Fair Trade began to promote sustainable production and trade. Governments began enacting environmental regulations and incentives, and international agreements like the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals established global sustainability targets. The early 21st century saw the rise of sustainable materials in industries like construction, textiles, and packaging. Recycled materials, bioplastics, and closed-loop systems gained momentum. Today, advances in technologies and material science have contributed to the creation of sustainable alternatives to traditional materials. The adoption of sustainable materials has been on the rise by consumers, businesses, and industries. However, resistance due to cost concerns, perceived lower quality, and complex supply chains is still widespread. People who support sustainable materials believe it's our duty to protect the environment and make sure future generations have a good world to live in. They believe non-sustainable materials harm the planet, cause pollution, deforestation, and use up valuable resources, whereas sustainable materials can be replaced, break down naturally, and have less negative environmental impact. As well, supporters believe using sustainable materials is a smart choice for both individuals and businesses. Even though non-sustainable materials may seem cheaper at first, they end up costing more in the long run due to environmental damage and have other hidden costs. Sustainable materials, on the other hand, last longer, save energy, and can help businesses make more money by making better quality products and improving their reputation. Those who oppose the use of sustainable materials think it's not practical or realistic. They argue that non-sustainable materials are necessary for human progress and meeting our needs and wants. They believe sustainable materials are scarce and expensive. As well, they often need more processing and transportation, making them less convenient. Opponents also claim that using sustainable materials is risky and can harm the economy. They view sustainable materials as untested and unreliable, potentially causing technical difficulties. The debate about sustainable materials is about finding a balance between taking care of the environment and thinking about the economy. Supporters focus on the long-term benefits and our moral duty, while opposers worry about the economic problems and challenges that come with using sustainable materials. Finding common ground and practical solutions is important for a better future. Sustainable materials are often in the news and on social media when it comes to fashion. Many fashion brands have ad campaigns advertising their new sustainable lines featuring various new sustainable textiles. For example, Stella McCartney has recently partnered with a startup to transform nylon and polyester waste into good-as-new fibers in order to help the fashion industry move towards circularity. This new technology startup is engineering enzymes to break down any material and can take these chemicals from the broken down fabrics and convert them into safe waste. Furthermore, a recent BBC Earth article has a list of materials that could help sustainably transform the fashion industry. These materials include pineapple or other plant and fruit leathers made from waste material, wool from farms with adequate welfare standards and using wool production techniques that sequester carbon from the atmosphere, as well as lyocell and other natural fibers whose raw material is cellulose from wood pulp. These new materials can lead to exciting advances in fashion and textiles. Moving forward, to increase the use of sustainable materials in all industries, companies should be required to make life cycle analyses more central to their decision-making processes. Historically, the use of sustainable materials have been difficult to justify if they make the manufacturing of a product more costly. If, when looking at their bottom line, companies are forced to conduct life cycle analyses of their products and internalize the cost due to any waste and emissions created by their products, it will actually become more profitable to use sustainable materials and their use will increase.